After class, Nick called out to Ethan to tell him that there was actually another person who had dyslexia too, but the teacher hadn't mentioned it earlier, and that person was the teacher himself. Ethan couldn't believe it. Nick had had this problem as a child. He wanted to show Ethan that he wasn't alone in this world. There were many people who had the same experience as him, but none of them ever gave up on themselves. On this day, the class organized an activity outside the school. Ethan built a boat with mechanical movement. Watching the boat sail itself through the lake, the teacher and classmates complimented him, although Ethan was shy and hid in the crowd. But he was able to share what he had made. It was proof that his heart was opening up. After that, Nick has been tutoring Ethan every day after school, taught him how to spell correctly by drawing, training arithmetic skills with a game of hopscotch. Slowly, Ethan recognizes the shapes of all the letters. Occasionally he could even read simple sentences. He regained his love of learning. He made an extra effort. He is no longer the depressed person he was before. In order to help Ethan build up his self-confidence, Nick lobbied the headmaster to hold a drawing competition at the end of term. And just as that was happening, Ethan's father was on a business trip and happened to be passing by the school. He saw his son reading aloud from the competition, and remembering that he had been wrong about his son, the old father was in tears of shame. The day of the competition came and went. Ethan woke up early before dawn. He went to the river alone. He stays here for 2 hours. Soon the competition begins. The pupils were working hard on their paintings. Some teachers joined the competition, but Ethan wasn't there yet. Nick was a bit anxious. It was a long time before the competition started. It was only after a long time that Ethan arrived. Nick handed him a piece of paper. Ethan found a secluded spot and sat down. He began to use his painting talent to the fullest. The colors under his brush, it was as if they had come to life. Soon after, the competition was over. Nick looked at Ethan's finished work. It was his first time in the limelight by the river. At the break of dawn, a boy sits alone by the river and stares. Flowers, birds and trees, and the water rushing by. It was a true reflection of his inner world. And soon, the headmaster announced the final results. One boy had beaten all the teachers. He'd beaten all the teachers.
9 साल का ईशान नंद किशोर अवस्थी
On the podium, looking down at the thunderous applause, it was the first time that Ethan had been recognized by so many people. At this moment, he couldn't hold back. With tears streaming down his face, he ran to Nick. You could say, if Nick hadn't been there, he would not be where he is today. And in the middle of the game, Nick also completed a painting of. In his painting, Ethan, with a big smile, he's shining brightly. To others, Ethan may seem like an anomaly, but in Nick's eyes, he was the brightest morning star in the sky. No one is born strong, and no one is born stupid. May every child on the road to adulthood, may every child grow up with a teacher like Nick, and may parents, while teaching their children, to observe them more carefully, let them have a healthy environment to grow up.